News 18 Weekend Morning News starts now. WLFI Lafayette. News from where you live.
Good morning and happy Sunday. Thank you so much for joining us this Sunday morning. I'm Hadassah Harris, and as Florida recovers from Hurricane Idalia, President Biden is still promising the federal government's help. The president visited the state Friday to meet with officials and see the damage for himself. Bradley Blackburn has more.
President Biden landed in Florida Saturday, days after Hurricane Idalia tore through parts of the state.
Now the storm has passed, and you're dealing with what's left in its wake. And we're not going anywhere, the federal government. We're here to help the state as long as it takes.
The president and first lady toured damage in the small community of Live Oak and met with residents and officials.
I want to thank the senator.
Florida's Republican Senator Rick Scott joined the president, but not Governor Ron DeSantis. Instead, the Republican presidential candidate was handing out food about 75 miles away. But the president and governor spoke by phone last week.
Thanks so much, sir. We appreciate it.
And President Biden cleared the way for federal disaster relief funds for Florida. He said politics aren't hampering the recovery effort.
No, I'm not disappointed. He may have had other reasons, but he did help us plan this. He sat with FEMA and decided where we should go, where would be the least disruption.
Damage assessment and cleanup are ongoing as residents in multiple counties face what the storm left behind.
Everything else was total loss.
The aftermath stretches into Georgia, where the governor has also requested federal assistance. Bradley Blackburn, CBS News, New York.
Governor DeSantis had said he was concerned a presidential visit could get in the way of recovery efforts. The White House said they chose a location where power has already been restored. Let's start off today with Storm 18's Jacob Campbell with a look at today's weather. How are we doing today, Jacob?
Not too bad, Hadassah. The sun's starting to come up, and we can see we've got a couple of low-lying clouds here, creating a little bit of a hazy sky this morning, but we also have a little bit of fog out there as well. We are much warmer today, this morning at this time than we were yesterday and even the day before, and we are going to be warmer today than we were yesterday as well. See a couple of those low-lying clouds here on satellite radar. It'll be a little bit cloudier today as well, but looking at the bigger picture, we have an area of high pressure centered over Virginia and North Carolina out here, and then a low pressure off to our northwest. And these circulations here are funneling more hot and humid temperatures into our area, which will bring us a much warmer day today, with heat index values getting all the way up to around 92 to 93 degrees and highs in the upper 80s. Current conditions right now, though, we are at 68 degrees. The dew point's all the way up at 67, and because these two values are so close, we do have some fog around the area. It is overcast currently and winds are calm, but looking at current visibilities in Lafayette, we've got about a mile, about 2 miles out in Attica, and about 6 out in Fowler, 3 in Logansport. So we've got some areas of reduced visibility if you're headed outside this morning. Just make sure you're aware of that. But we have much warmer temperatures today and for Labor Day. So we also are tracking some rain in the forecast. So stay tuned to find out more about all of that.
A surprising new development concerning the death of a Monticello woman. Doctors told the family of Ashley Summers that she died from water toxicity earlier this summer. The Tippecanoe County coroner disputes that statement. Carrie Costello tells News 18 that Summers died from a combination of heat stroke, alcohol intake, and an electrolyte imbalance. Summers died back on July 6th. A Lafayette man is behind bars after allegedly soliciting sexual favors from a minor and another woman. Police were first called at about 2 a.m. on August 15. A woman told officers she was speaking to Jason Cole via social media messages. He allegedly asked to perform oral sex on her and a girl who was visiting her home. The girl told detectives the woman took her to a gas station to meet Cole earlier that night. We're not naming the woman because she hasn't been arrested or charged. Cole was arrested last week after allegedly admitting to meeting the woman and the minor, as well as sending the messages. He faces a felony charge of child solicitation. Prosecutors have asked Indiana State Police to investigate the heat deaths of 10 dogs. 19 German Shepherds were being transported to a training facility last month when they became overheated in a box truck in Lake Station, Indiana. 10 of them died. Police said the driver who picked the dogs up from the flight at O'Hare Airport were bound for a training facility in Michigan. He was unaware that the air conditioning in the cargo area of the truck had failed in the sweltering heat. On Thursday, PETA called the investigation a step in the right direction. Clinton County was the first county in Indiana to catch the mosquito-carrying West Nile virus this summer. Now 45 counties, including Tippecanoe, are reporting mosquitoes with the virus. The CDC reported that West Nile virus continues to be the leading cause of viral disease spread by insects in the United States. The report says in 2021, 49 states and the District of Columbia reported more than 3,000 cases of arboviral disease. Nearly all of those cases were West Nile virus. Close to 2,100 people with West Nile virus were hospitalized and 227 died. County Health Administrator Rodney Wan says it was inevitable that Clinton County would eventually lead the way.
Unfortunately, Clinton County was the first county in the state this year. Everybody gets that dubious honor, I think, at some point, to have the first West Nile virus mosquito trapped in our county.
Wan says that there have not been any human cases in the area so far. He added that keeping areas dry as possible and ridding any standing water will help keep mosquitoes away. If you're looking for a unique dinner experience, the farm at Prophetstown has something you might enjoy. Guests can enjoy a 5-course farm-to-table dinner in Gibson Farmhouse Museum at the State Park. News 18's Marley Thomas has more in the Indiana Farm Report.
It's different than any other setting you're going to find. It's not a restaurant, it's a dinner event.
Located inside the Gibson Farmhouse Museum at Prophetstown State Park, guests can enjoy a unique dining experience.
It's a 5-course meal and they enjoy the evening till 8:30, 9 o'clock. It's just a fun, relaxing, disconnecting type of meal and event where everybody comes and enjoys.
Lee Gowdy says the farm-to-table dinners are all about showcasing what the farm has to offer.
So the proteins all come from the farm, and then we use the produce that we have, and then if we don't have it, we locally source it from local vendors.
The flowers on each table, like these, are also grown on the farm. Hannah Smith says there's also a garden that provides fresh produce.
You can go a lot of places in Lafayette and West Lafayette and you can get a good meal. But, you know, we serve a good meal here and it's everything else. It's the setting, it's the fact that, you know, you look out the window and our chickens are still running around.
The meals are all served on 1920s china and local chefs prepare each meal.
It just gives a variety and it gives people who follow those chefs the opportunity to come out to the farm, and it continues to provide those folks who do come out to see something a little bit unique and more different.
Gowdy says they usually have 14 dinners a year, but due to the great success they've seen so far, they plan on hosting more.
I'd like to do a few through the winter too, with a winter setting out on the farm would be really nice too. So
in Tippecanoe County, Marley Thomas, News 18.
Proceeds from the dinners help fund and take care of the farm. Dinners cost $70 per person.
Well, if you've stepped outside this morning, you'll notice it is very humid out there and the humidity and the heat are still on the rise. But stay tuned to find out just how warm it'll get this Labor Day.
You're watching News 18 Weekend Morning News. News from where you live.
The CDC is issuing a health alert to warn doctors of a flesh-eating bacteria that is on the rise. There has been an increase in Vibrio vinificus infections in states along the East Coast. At least 5 people have died from the infection in Connecticut, New York, and North Carolina. A rise in coastal sea surface temperatures could be one of the reasons. There are about 150 to 200 cases reported to the CDC every year, and about 1 out of 5 die from the infection. The Food and Drug Administration is warning people to not use certain types of eye drops. The agency says it has recalled Dr. Burns' MSM Drops 5% solution and Light Eyes MSM eye drops over contamination issues. The FDA says the eye drops could contain potential bacterial contamination, fungal contamination, or both. The warning says users could develop a minor to serious vision-threatening infection, which could possibly lead to life-threatening infection. For more about this infection, you can visit thefda.gov.
And now, your Storm Team 18 forecast. Weather from where you live.
Well, good morning, everyone. It's already very humid outside and a bit on the warm side for a morning. We're at about 68 degrees right now, and we have a bit of low-lying clouds in the air and a little bit of fog as well because of just how humid it's been this morning. But taking a look at our satellite radar, you can see a couple of those clouds in. We are completely dry though. We've been dry for the past few days. We will continue to be dry today and probably for tomorrow, but we do have a couple of rain chances that we are keeping an eye on. We've got an area of high pressure that's helping us keep those rain chances away. That's centered over Virginia and North Carolina, and then there's a low pressure system out to our west, and these circulations are just bringing in a lot of this hot and humid air from the Gulf of Mexico into the area. Now, we are watching another low pressure system that'll form a little further to the west behind this one that'll bring us a couple of chances of rain about midweek this week. So we'll get into that just a little bit later. But we're at 68 degrees right now. The dew point's at 68, and because of that, we do have foggy conditions at the moment. Winds are mostly calm right now. When we take a look at the current visibilities, we are sitting at about a mile of visibility here in Lafayette, right around 2 miles out in Attica, and about 3 in Logansport. So if you're headed out the door this morning, just be careful because there is fog. Now looking at current temperatures across the rest of the viewing area, we are sitting in the upper 60s, pretty much viewing area wide. We've even got a 70 in Frankfort and a 70 in Rochester. Everywhere else, you're sitting between about 67 and 69 degrees. And looking at sustained winds, we aren't calm everywhere. We do have a couple of 5 to 6 mile per hour winds out there, and it will get windier as the day goes on. We are tracking a few breezier conditions. We're going to be at around 73 by 9 a.m. We'll have some clouds throughout the majority of the day, but they will start to lessen a bit in the afternoon hours. We'll get all the way up to about 88 degrees by 6 p.m. Winds could gust up to about 13 to 14 miles per hour today. Now looking at tomorrow, we'll start off the day at 1 p.m., not quite starting off, at about 86 degrees. We'll get up to about 88 by 6 p.m. It'll be more humid tomorrow, and so I'm expecting heat indices around 93 degrees. We'll get down to 76 by 11 p.m. Now looking at Futurecast, we can see these clouds will begin to back off a little bit into the afternoon hours. We'll see a couple of cumulus clouds pop up as they push through, and this particular model is showing a couple of showers and thunderstorms popping up in the afternoon hours of Monday, moving off to the north. Not all of the models are showing that though, and so I'm leaving the confidence is not quite there, and I'm leaving us at about a 10% chance on Monday. Tuesday we get a much better chance of rain. Wednesday's our best chance at about 30% as a cold front moves through, and then we're dry on Thursday. And looking at the muggy meter, we will be very humid at least for the next couple of days until that cold front moves through, and we need the rain because we do have drought-like conditions. But looking at the 7-day forecast, we are at about 88 degrees on Sunday, 89 on Monday. Those storms move in on the afternoon hours on Tuesday at 88, 87 Wednesday, and the cold front moves through, dropping us down to 80 on Thursday, 78 on Friday, 79 on Saturday. We could get another chance of rain next Tuesday.
That's good stuff, Jacob. You know, a lot of people like to celebrate the holiday the day before, you know, that Sunday to today, I guess. So I guess today's a pretty good day to do some cooking out.
It'll be about as good as any. Saturday would have been a better one, but I mean, today's going to be nice. Tomorrow will be nice. It'll just be a little humid.
Awesome. Thank you for that, Jacob. Coming up on News 18 this morning, Sports 18 will cover all the highlights of the first Boilermakers game of the year right after this break.
And now, sports scores and highlights. News 18. Sports from where you live.
Purdue season opener had some exciting moments. An 84-yard touchdown in their very first drive of the game, a 98-yard return on the opening kickoff of the second half, and a huge interception by a true freshman. But in the end, those big plays didn't matter. The Boilers secondary struggled, and on offense, they were 2 of 12 on third downs and only ran 60 plays compared to Fresno State's 82. They had a chance to win the game, but fell 39-35. Despite the loss, head coach Ryan Walters said, "Our confidence is not shaken."
You know, this is disappointing. Nobody wants to start off with a loss. But we've also talked about how adversity is guaranteed, and it's about how we react. Didn't expect adversity to hit us in the mouth game one. But, you know, we will get better from week 1 to week 2. This team will continue to get better as the season goes. Good thing for us, we got a game in a week.
Time to see how it all went down. Purdue takes the field, running out of the brand new Tiller Tunnel, and the Boilers waste no time. Hudson Card to Deion Burks. He gets past one Bulldog, then another, then turns on the wheels, and he's gone. It's an 84-yard touchdown. Purdue goes up 7-0. But minutes later, the Bulldogs with an answer. Mikey Keene, a 29-yard touchdown pass to Eric Brooks, and we're tied up 7-7. Purdue back at it. This one a slow drive, 8 plays, 17 yards to be exact. Tyrone Tracy Jr. finally punches one in from a yard out. Purdue goes up 14-7. Later in the second quarter, another Bulldog touchdown. Keene with an 8-yard pass to Jalen Moss, and we're tied again. Now Card, a 17-yard pass to Burks. Touchdown. We'll take a bow for that one. Purdue up 21-14. The Bulldogs make a field goal heading into the half to cut the lead to 4. Second half, the opening kickoff. I'm showing the view from above for this run. Tyrone Tracy Jr., a 98-yard return, the first at Ross-Ade in a decade. Fresno State, though, not backing down. The Bulldogs find the end zone 2 more times in the third quarter. Fourth quarter on the 1-yard line, 4th and goal, but Devin Mockabee can't get it into the end zone. Boilers need a stop, and check this out. Freshman Dylan Thieneman with a wild interception. That leads to a Devin Mockabee touchdown. He makes up for his previous attempt. Crazy Legs ran for 11 yards and scored. The Bulldogs turn around and march right back down the field and score. With 31 seconds left in the game, a chance to win. Purdue turns the ball over on downs and falls 39-35.
Obviously, there's plays that I wish I had back that I'll learn from, and just collectively as a unit, like I said, just getting those details down. And like I said, credit to Fresno State. They came out ready to play, and I'm just gonna watch the film and learn from it.
Reporting from Ross-Ade Stadium, Kelly Hallinan, Sports 18.